What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Shop Boys, the podcast where Toronto's vintage fashion meets the city's hottest artists and celebrities. My name is Marcus Lawrence, aka Google Chromeboy, co-founder here at Relocation.
And I'm Pope, co-founder and stylist here at Relocation. We're going to be showing you guys fashion, music, pop culture, the whole social climate here in Toronto, for real.
Yeah, man, all of that. And if it's your first time tapping in, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening or watching. It really go a long way, and we just really appreciate it.
And while you're at it, stop at shopboys.ca. Link to our Patreon is there, links to sales that we got going on in the shop. But without further ado, who do we got in the store today?
We got one of the hottest female voices on the radio, more than likely the voice of hip hop of our generation.
I think so, here in Toronto, that's for sure.
What's her name, Pope?
Her name's Blake Carter. Oh,
Let's
shit.
go.
You tapped into Shop Boys today, and we got Blake Carter on the show today.
Jeez.
Hi.
Tapped into some topics.
Thank you for having
on,
me.
Blake?
Ruffling
How
some
are you?
feathers.
I'm okay.
That's how it goes, right?
Ruffling feathers?
Yeah, that's how it
what we're
goes.
doing? Okay.
Yes.
Blake, talk to people, introduce yourself, let them know if they don't know.
Hi, I'm Blake Carter. I am a radio host here in the city. And
Where would they have heard you before?
I'm everywhere. Like, I've been here for about 12 years now, and I've worked at probably every radio station, but currently I'm going back and forth between Chum and Virgin.
And you were on 93.5 as well.
Yeah,
right?
and I was on the old flow.
What happened?
Good old flow.
Good old flow. What happened to that? The people running it didn't know how to run a hip hop station and do hip hop justice straight up, and then they sold the name to another heritage station, to G, which is
Yeah, I feel like that station like went through a lot of like switch ups and changes.
Are you
100%.
kidding? Yes.
100%.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that
like even
one.
from when I first moved here 12 years ago, I remember like I don't want to say I'm not a real radio person, but because I feel like I didn't know everything about radio. Like I didn't go to radio school,
Yeah.
Right.
you know? So when I moved here, I didn't even know there was a hip hop station in Toronto.
Right.
Like I came to work at Chum, and I remember Flo was down the hallway, and I was like, oh, there's a hip hop in Canada? Like we have a hip hop station?
So you were originally working for Chum?
Yeah. When I moved out here, my first job in Toronto was Chum.
And now you're
Evenings.
back on Chum.
Now I'm back full circle.
Look how it comes
crazy.
full circle. Where are you from originally?
I'm from BC, Vancouver, BC.
BC, West Coast babies,
Yeah.
likewise.
You're a BC boy too, no?
Yeah, man. Vancouver, man. You know
How do
the
you
vibe.
guys know each other?
Oh, man. It was a
How'd you guys meet?
Cavassier event.
Oh, that's where it was. Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
it was a Cavassier event like
Like
years ago.
cassette, the happy hour parties we were doing.
Yeah,
Through
over
Flo.
Yeah, through
You came
Flo.
with a
I
friend.
came through with her friend. The friend actually introduced us. He's like, man, we gotta go to this Cavassier event.
When was this?
A couple summers ago.
Yeah,
Few
3
oh,
summers.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3
I
summers.
felt like
ago.
for some
4
reason I thought
summers
you
ago.
guys knew each other for like 5 years.
I know.
It's almost been 4.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
It's almost been 4 years. So the time
Sure.
does fly.
It feels like
So-
forever.
Origins, right? Did you see yourself being on radio?
No. So my story is like random. I was working at a radio station as a receptionist. I randomly met a girl out like partying, and I didn't know what I was doing in my life. Wanted to be an actress. I was doing a million different things, and she was like, I'm leaving this position as a receptionist at a radio station. She's like, they need a new receptionist. I can get you an interview.
So you've subbed
And so
in.
I just went in that way. So I was just doing reception, and then just through like talking to people,
Yeah.
being myself, the morning show started putting me on their show as kind of like a character, like the receptionist.
Yeah.
And then from there, it kind of
Grew.
escalated, and I got offered a morning show. So I moved to Saskatoon. I did Saskatoon for 2 years, then Calgary, and then Toronto.
Sick.
Wow,
I feel like that's like the trajectory for a lot of people in entertainment. Like, they
Yeah.
start as interns or receptionists.
I feel like that's a lot of the trajectory for a lot of people that are like just like go-getters and that actually become successful in their field,
yeah,
right? Like
they just take
Honestly,
what they
like,
can and build on
and
it.
I'm not saying anything against going to school or like studying and working that, but it's always comes down to who you know and how
Yeah.
you got in, and like you said, like working your way in, whether it's
Yeah.
internship
Yeah.
or doing reception,
and just
or
having personality.
Like
too,
who-
right?
you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the bottom line.
it's
So
you
true.
have it or you don't. Like I don't know anyone who's went to school. Like my sister went to school for radio, right? And she's in the farthest thing from it, right? A lot of people that go to school for these things.
And I think it's just what you go to school for. Like most of my friends that went to school, they aren't like doing that now.
Right.
Even
No
like
one
Peter,
is.
who I work with, so I work a lot with Peter Cash. He went to be a producer, like a TV producer,
Yeah.
and now he's
No,
on
he's
radio.
radio, yeah.
Yeah.
So you said you were trying to be an actress?
Yeah, my whole life, like in my like high school yearbook, that's what it says I'm going to be.
Are you still? Is that still on the back burner for you, or?
I don't know if I have it in me anymore. Like as you get older, like
man.
anxiety, nerves.
I can,
but I also do like part of being in radio is acting. Like
100%. You have to get in character, right? You have to get into a character
And you
of
have to
some sort.
you have to like go by a script and shit.
oh, there's no script. I don't do scripts. No.
Oh,
Improv.
I know some people do. Everybody is, improv. That's like, I'd say number one thing. But some people in radio, like everyone's different. I know some hosts that they write out their whole show.
True.
Every break they write out or this, that. I'm not as disciplined.
No.
And I like improv. So I just like, give me a topic, give me something to talk about and just
We
go.
actually have an improv class here. We have on Mondays.
Here at the shop?
Oh, we actually do.
We actually do.
Yeah,
Not
we
even-
actually
not even
do.
Tap in, guys.
It's through Ellie Stang.
It's through Ellie Stang, but you guys tap in if you guys want to get into acting.
Yeah,
Really?
every Monday.
Hey, Matt.
It's so funny. I can hear them. Your joke.
Tissue break.
Sorry, guys. Got a little. It's tis the season to have a runny nose.
Sorry,
You know?
the dick guy's still messaging.
Yo, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
actually.
So you came.
So Blake walked into the store.
Yeah, you came in here guns blazing.
Guns
Job is
blazing.
cool, whatever. Like, let's move on. Let's get to the good stuff.
Let's talk about dick pics.
No, as like literally, I'm
Tell
in the
the
Uber
story
here.
for the people.
Okay,
The same
I'm
story.
in the Uber here, and I get a lot of. My memory is not the best when I've been drinking. If anyone knows me, they know this. So I get a text as I'm on my way here going, "Hey, you," and I'm like, don't know the number. I'm like, oh, of course,
Stranger danger.
stranger danger. And so I don't respond because I'm like, oh gosh, who would I give my number to? And I forgot. And then they go, did you still want to see it? Ha ha. And I'm like, what?
And you're like, see what?
See what? So I don't respond. And then they're like, I hope they're watching this right now. I still don't know who it is.
We're gonna keep it anonymous.
Okay,
Oh,
it is anonymous. I don't know who it is.
We have gut feelings, but
Because
Yeah,
I don't think
just
you'll be
based off the dick?
disappointed. Wait, you just killed the lead.
Oh,
this
fuck.
person's like, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Eye emojis. At least I sure hope not. So right away, I'm like literally in the Uber. I'm like, send. Okay.
You're in your right mind. You're in your
let's
right
play
mind.
with
Yes.
They're like, no one's around you. I'm like, all alone.
Meanwhile, Muhammad's in the front.
yeah.
This person sends a full-on dick pic, like a full half body, and then,
Homie's got a hog on him. I'm not,
and then
I'm not
goes,
even gonna lie.
right now, just text me as we're doing this podcast.
No.
Thoughts? LOL. Covering eyes emoji, monkey face. Believe it or not, I actually don't send nudes too often. How do you not send nudes? You
That's
just send
so
it to
cap.
a number you don't
That's
know.
so cap. That's so cap.
I
Huge
definitely have my
cap.
moments where I feel hot. LOL. I don't know.
Nah, he's feeling
I hope
himself.
it's
Is this
something
one
I
of those
know.
moments?
Semi
This must be one of
hard.
those moments.
He just did a home workout.
Yeah.
Got a little pump going on.
Send
Yeah.
the full picture.
He had a
fluffed
he had
it
a,
up.
Who
he had
is
his,
this?
He had his 100 milligrams of creatine.
If you're
Guys,
watching, if
stop.
whoever it is watching, just know your dick.
I'm
is,
sorry, this whole
yeah.
room-
You're all right.
Psychic.
You're
Yeah.
all right.
It's okay. I don't know if that would be the dick I'd be sending out randomly, but
Yeah, you're right.
It is what it is.
okay. Anyways, back to radio.
Yeah, back to business.
So boom, you don't see yourself in radio, but you see yourself as an actor on excuse me on TV.
So
right?
Going
And-
back in the day, no. Back in the day, I thought actress. I never saw myself on radio.
But do you see yourself
yeah,
going
you're
to
like
TV?
transitioning to that? You're saying you feel like
the
that
whole
ship
reason
sailed?
I moved to Toronto was the former boss at Chum had said, if you come here, you can do evenings, and I'll try to get you into TV because
Right.
Chum is Bell Media,
Right.
and they have E-Talk, and they have Much Music, and they have all
Right.
this stuff. So that was my initial plan.
Okay.
And then plans don't always go how you.
Right.
100%.
But
100%.
obviously, I still love TV. Hopefully, one day soon, I could be doing something on TV.
But you're trying to migrate out of radio.
Yeah, I'm trying. No, you know what? I'm trying to secure my future. I feel like we all know, especially going through pandemic, like everyone knows nothing's certain. Nothing's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
We knew that
Especially-
before, but then the
Yeah.
But no,
pandemic,
the pandemic
really
even more.
certified it.
Yes, right. And then my station, my dream station, I'm working on a hip hop station.
Yeah.
They blew that whole thing up. We all lost our
Crazy.
jobs. So
Yeah.
you just really realize you can't just do one thing,
Right.
especially in this city.
Right.
You have to have hustles. You have to have
Right.
different side hustles and do a bunch of things. So I think right now I'm still on radio. I'm not full time at a station, but I'm definitely doing things. But I'm also working on some other things for myself and making sure I have
Can you talk on those things, or are those in the tuck?
Okay, a couple things are just like still in the process, but I do other things. Like I wasn't always just doing radio. Like I'd say I'm a voiceover artist. I do voiceover work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I would love. I can't wait to see. We're gonna talk into real life. I can't wait to see you on TV.
Oh,
I can't wait.
On TV.
I can't wait to see you on TV or voice acting. I could see you.
Well,
really,
I've had
Well,
my voice on commercials, not my face. But
What commercials have you done?
I don't even know what I'm allowed to say, but it's not that crazy. I just did like a Tangerine Bank one the other day.
Sick.
I did a base cell margarine commercial.
Is there a bag there?
you did a commercial with us.
Yes, and I did. We did. We'll get to the Uber
we'll
campaign
get
as well.
there.
The
fire.
voiceover is so much money.
Really?
If you get I
you get
haven't
picked
fully
up.
gotten there, but if you're doing like, my dream would be like voicing like the Real Housewives or something.
Right.
Oh my
Something
God.
like that.
That's probably a good gig because you
That's
can like
so much money.
you can show up in pajamas and shit too.
You do it from home now.
Oh
Yeah.
Like my
100%.
voice
Yeah,
booth,
you just set up a booth.
I used to have
100%.
like a full studio with soundproofing, microphones, everything.
No,
then
that's
I
fire.
moved, and now literally my
Yeah, that's
studio is a
fire.
duvet on my head and my phone.
Yeah,
I
you
remember you were saying
man,
that,
you can
yeah.
do that, man. AI.
Yeah. No, we don't want them taking our jobs.
Oh yeah, well shit.
But
they're going to.
as far
That's
as
why we're doing this podcast.
Uber,
we're
we
gonna AI
did-
your
Who else can
voice.
do it?
Well, we could, but we did come here and we shot
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
So
that
the
was a
Uber
sweet.
campaign.
That was a sweet little gig that we did, man.
for their Black Business Direct. So basically,
Yeah.
you can go to the blackbusinessdirect.ca and you can type in like anything you're looking for, whether it's your nails, your hair, you need insurance, you need
Take
a lawyer,
notes.
and you can get different Black-owned businesses. So we obviously came here, shouted out relocation.
Facts. How'd
My
you get that gig?
Through my management team.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, so
So they just brought it to you.
yeah, they brought
That's sick.
They brought it.
That's big.
Yeah, man. You
they
fit.
hit you
yeah,
up.
you fit.
Uber
that,
hit you up.
You fit that.
Well, they
perfectly.
hit up Gonez Media and then Gonez Media, or I don't know. I don't know. How
let's
it
go
goes
with the-
behind the
Let's
scenes.
go with
Yeah.
you were sought. You were sought after.
let's
they
go
they
with-
reached
let's
out
go
for you.
with
That
you
was
sought
a
after.
sweet commercial. Like
Yo, and the post.
man,
You guys like it?
Dude,
So
it
we
blew
came in,
up
we,
for
we
us. That's
basically
the
came in here and just showed me shopping around. Pope styled me as he does. This is one of Pope's.
you know, a good kiss. Take keep them dripping. We can't have them outside looking.
No,
You
but that
usually put me in more clothes though. I dress down.
Hey, you gotta keep you warm.
go
Too,
go
you know?
check the commercial. And you
Yo,
can see
check
the
the
Yeah, go watch
commercial.
the
You'll see
commercial.
it. But yeah, that
no,
was,
but the collab post that we did on Instagram for that.
Do you like that?
Dude, that's the biggest fucking performing post
Really?
Yeah,
we
that's
ever
what-
had.
Oh, that's
Ever, yeah.
sick.
We gained so many followers.
There was
from
so
that.
much interaction on
Like,
that post.
so
Like so
much.
many people because they're sharing their businesses, but
Yeah.
also I was
People were
actually
stoked
shocked.
for us, too.
That's what I was gonna say. I was, and not that I know you guys are a big deal, but
I
the
mean, we're not.
amount
Thank
of
you.
people that I know that I've never had a conversation with about you guys,
Yeah.
that were like, "Oh my gosh, those are my
Yeah.
guys," or "That's my
No
favorite
way.
store," or
I
"I've
love
been there
that.
before. I didn't know those are your friends."
So
yeah,
fire. So fire.
yeah.
that's the energy.
I love that.
But
You guys are a big deal.
like that being said, like, do you find? This is what I find here in Toronto, right?
Okay.
We're all aware of Toronto. It's a crabs in the bucket type city, right? Do you find working with other because we're gonna go down this rabbit hole we call Toronto.
Okay.
It's a big ass rabbit hole. First, let's talk about work and projects with people, other people in the city. Do you find doing projects or just doing work and like trying to cross pollinate and like lend a hand and give opportunities to it's hard in the city, or is it just like kind of not? It's more frowned upon to be that kind of to do that.
I think it's very in this city, like everybody talks a big game, like it's like split. There's half of the city that really supports you and they're there from day one and they
Yeah.
have your back and they're gonna share your music, they're gonna show up to your events, they're gonna whatever. And then there's the half that's like too cool and is gonna wait till you actually start to kind of get on, and then they're gonna be like, I knew him, we went to high school, and they're
true.
gonna jump on
So
it.
many names just came
Yeah,
to mind.
right?
One name in particular that we all three of us know that I'm not gonna say.
And I feel like it's a
my
very cool kid
goodness.
city.
Starts
Like
with
if,
a L.
if you're in a particular group, like you're at all the events, you're at all the things. Like if you're in that group, it's like high school all over again. But I feel like that's
It's a
any city.
giant
I don't know if
high
that's
school.
Toronto centric.
I've done my fair share of traveling here and there. Like, I'm not a nomad, but
But you've been around
I've been around places.
in a good way.
And yeah, in the only good way. No, I find that Toronto it's very much a high school city here. It's
Yeah,
very much
it's got high school.
it's
vibes.
very high school vibes.
If you get in, you're in.
Yeah,
They have your
yeah,
back and they'll
yeah.
support you. But
If you're a popular
it takes
kid, you're a
it takes
popular
a second to
kid.
get
and
in.
then
Yeah.
even if you're in and a rumor goes around, right? Like some that
You could easily be
you can
out.
easily be out.
yeah,
you
are
can
you
it's,
kidding?
it's
Let's talk about that, Pope.
ooh dark
No,
times.
let's not talk about that.
But no, like it's a very much of a city that's very clicky, and then that kind of trickles down. That's like from a scene aspect, and that trickles down into professionalism, projects, and really trying to work with each other, right? Like we've reached out to a few people for podcasts, and everyone's like, oh yeah, man.
No, it's everybody says they're gonna do it, they're gonna help you out, and everybody.
We've even scheduled with people, and then last minute, I'm not gonna be able to make it, and then we try to they're like, can we reschedule? And then we go to reschedule, and we just don't hear from them. But not like you rescheduled and came through, like you're here.
But then the tune is,
also you're like a much busier person than who
I was actually working, and I was just done.
Yeah,
I'm like, I can't do it tonight. Dude, but I also, and you know what's so funny? Like literally before I got here, I was with a friend talking about this, about how there's just like in the city too, it's like a lot of talkers.
Yeah.
Everybody, and that's why when I saw the first message from this dick pic guy that said, "Hey you,"
you're a cat.
But I was like, oh shit, like because when I go out, I meet lots of people who talk, and they're like, we should work, we should do this. I can put you on this, or you can put me on that, and then
so you don't want to just like not answer.
So and then I'm like, oh fuck, who would I give my number to? But everyone talks. There's very few people that actually are going to call you the next day with that thing to put you onto, or are going to actually
that they're rambling about the night before 3 a.m. probably also some stuff. You know what I mean?
There's very few people that come through after that, but some do.
Yeah, some do, and those usually turn out to be great things, great projects, great turnouts, all that sort of stuff. But let's bring it back to fashion.
Okay.
Real quick, actually, let's bring it back to radio.
Okay.
For 2 seconds.
Okay.
Do you think radio's dead? Do you think streaming?
You know what's funny is that since I got into radio 100 years ago, everyone's been saying it's dead, dying.
But streaming wasn't around then. Right?
The thing is, like, radio is just for like I feel like sometimes a different demographic of people, like the people that want to go make a playlist that are on top of all, like if you're on your new shit, you're not listening to the radio. Radio is for the person that gets in their car and just wants to like have the comfort of hearing the voices they're used to or the music they're used to.
Right. Exactly. But I think the question is do you think the demographic of people that create their playlists is like starting to far outweigh the people that just listen? Like, let's be honest. It's the boomers.
Not yet, because they're still alive. So they're still, they still want that.
Right.
Like we even notice now with doing like contests and stuff on radio stations, it's a lot of it is enter online, text in, and like people are like, what? How do I find your website? How to do this? So there's still the need for it.
Right.
But again, like they've been telling me it's going to die out forever, but
you don't see it.
But I see radio really adapting. Like you have things
that's
like
exactly what I was going to go to.
Like a lot of the shows do podcasts now, right? So it's not just that live show. Go listen to our podcast. So they're trying to adapt. Is it going to die? I don't know if it's going to fully die.
Right.
But you got to be prepared for everything to die.
I think radio's going to adapt like it always has. I think it's going to adapt. It's going to talk different topics, podcasts for sure.
Well, every show now has a podcast.
Right?
Like you don't there's nobody that just does a radio. Like this is where it's really changed too. Before you go to your radio show, you just leave. Now there's social media. You got to post your TikTok. You got to post your reel. You got to post your content. You got to go to your influencer shit. True. You got to post your podcast. You're
like that stuff that you and Peter did in our old location.
Yeah, the What Would Blake and Peter Do. So like that was just like that was a segment on our show, and it's not like reinventing the wheel. It's just asking us questions, people. Because I love this is like one thing we added to every radio station now that I love is like people can text. So while we're sitting here doing the podcast, we could be getting live texts.
Right.
Filling
almost
you in
like a stream almost.
And telling you how you're doing. Like, do we like it? Do we not? Or whatever. So
that's a fire idea.
People would always be asking us questions.
Yeah,
if you do it live one night, right?
We're noting that.
And so I'm just like, what would Blake and Peter do turned into like a joke. And then once we lost our jobs, we're like, okay, what can we keep? Because everyone wanted a podcast. But I'm like, let's just do something more concise, specific. People liked the
it was well received too. It was really
loved it.
Yeah, it was really well received.
They loved it because it was like this cheesy joke. And the guy, Derek, shout out Derek, that voiced it for us. He made like a little catchy. He took a Walk It Talk It and turned it into What Would Blake and Peter Do? And he made this catchy like intro. And it's like
the Migos song.
He took the Migos song and he turned. Have you heard the intro? It's on.
I feel like I have.
It gets stuck in your head. Yeah. And it was just silly because like people could ask us literally like, what would you have for dinner?
Yeah.
Chicken or fish?
What was one of the more crazier questions you got on that?
I remember I submitted one to you. I don't think.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm trying to.
It was about
a breakup.
No, seeing a girl that had bad breath.
Oh, okay.
and like you kind of fuck with her, but she got really bad breath.
People sent us some wild shit. Can I tell you the wildest thing we ever had on my show, though?
Give it to us.
So there was a survey. Okay, so every radio person has, and you might notice this from listening to radio, so I'm giving radio secrets away. You'll notice like every station's, well, first of all, pop culture is always happening. So people are going to talk about the same shit. The Oscars are on, you're going to hear the Oscars conversation on every station. Right. But also radio stations, we have prep sites that are specifically for radio people. So you go to it and it has like wacky shit of the day, like birthdays, like all this stuff. And there was a survey about how many people masturbated at work.
What the fuck?
Right? Thank you. Well, and I'm like, why would you go all the way to work to do that?
Well, we just had this conversation before.
Okay.
We were having this conversation.
It was just like,
sometimes you get horny, you gotta walk
at
away.
Work?
Okay. But like define like what
okay this is where I'm going. So this, it said, I don't know what the percentage was. It was a low percentage, but I was still just shocked because I'm like, you go all the way to work and you can't just like wait till you get home or something. So we throw it out, and a lot of like shows have to use like fake callers and stuff to get the topic going.
100%.
At Flow, the old Flow, no. Like,
it was rampant.
And shout out to this girl. I don't remember
beating
her
off
name.
in the walk-in.
Hey yo, Shop Boy listeners. As you know, Mark and I are vintage fashion enthusiasts and store owners. Our shop, Relocation, specializes in streetwear vintage clothing that's sourced from all over the world.
That's right, Pope. And we wanted to take a quick little moment to tell you guys about our Patreon community. By signing up, you'll get access to exclusive perks like discounts on our vintage clothing, behind the scenes content of the podcast, and even a reservation email list for new arrivals in the shop.
That's a fact, Mark. Our email list is a special benefit for our Patreon supporters. Whenever we get a new vintage piece in, we'll send you an email with photos and details about each item. This means you'll have first dibs on the best clothing, vintage clothing, before anybody else.
And not only that, but you'll also get discounts on our already affordable vintage clothing. It's our way of saying thank you to you guys for supporting us, the shop, and the show.
Hey, yo, we know that vintage fashion isn't always the most accessible option for everyone, which is why we want to make it easier for our listeners to get their hands on some unique, stylish pieces. By joining our Patreon community, you'll be helping us continue and curate the best vintage clothing and bring you some dope-ass content.
So take a second, head over to patreon.com/shopboys, sign up, and become a part of the community. We can't wait to share our latest vintage finds with you and also give you a glimpse into the world of vintage fashion.
Hey, yo, thanks for tuning in, but let's get right back to it, man.
Let's get it.
This girl told us that she was a concierge in a building and she did it at the front desk.
Whoa.
Really?
At the
female. And like dude is a little bit easier to go to the bathroom, whatever. Like a girl like that takes time.
Front desk, you're on camera.
Nah, look, hey, let's be realistic.
I don't know if she was lying or not, but it was a real call.
As a dude, it's not easier. As a female, you can just flick the bean wherever you're sitting.
You could have a dildo, like a phone operated.
It takes a lot more effort.
Vibrator.
You could have a vibrating toothbrush. Just throw it down.
That's what I always trying to work with me.
Right? But a guy, you have to be like
that and a
my
dick
electric
pic.
toothbrush and a dick pic.
Yeah, get you right in the mood.
Those friggin' jokes.
But no, I was always just really shocked. People really, and I guess that like speaks to how comfortable we made people, but people shared everything. And I still, to this day, I'm not even, people keep forgetting, like I'm not even fully back on the radio. I don't have my own show. I'm doing fill-in right now.
Yeah.
People still
You gave them that safe
still
space.
send me like, my husband cheated on me with my friend. What do you think I should do? Like, I one night, and I think I've told you this before, I had a couple that were having a full-blown domestic. Both of them were DMing me.
No shit.
Like she did this, and he punched holes in the wall.
Yo,
I don't even know these people.
Do you know Cameo?
No.
You don't know what Cameo is?
Oh, the Cameo where you can send.
That's what you need to do.
I need to do those.
Because you can make a fucking killing on
Oh,
that.
I should do that.
I don't know,
Cameo is basically like a platform. I don't know if it's an app or just a website where say there's celebrities on Cameo and say you want like Snoop Dogg to like say happy birthday to your cousin.
You can also get like a Real Housewife.
Yeah.
To like be like,
and you can get like any like anybody can do it. You pay to have Snoop Dogg. So say like someone drops a mixtape, you can pay Snoop Dogg to be like, yo, homeboy just dropped his mixtape, shit's fire, yada yada.
But most people just buy like birthday, like we bought one for my friend from Real Housewife to say like, hey, it's Vicky, hi Holly, happy birthday. Like so or
like
all
or
these
say
celebrities. celebrities, like
your
as a
cousin
roster.
loves like LeBron James. If
No,
LeBron James has a Cameo account, you
think-
could be like, yo, $5,000 shout out, happy birthday to my cousin. Boom, your cousin gets a video of LeBron James being like, happy birthday.
Shit.
So I'm telling her, if she's got that many people hitting her up about shit like this, be like, yo, pay me on Cameo and I'll address this for
I know, I
you.
do it for free. I send voice notes for free.
Blake
You know
Carter-
my voice notes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get on Cameo.
Blake Carter became a safe space for a lot of people.
Kind of. I don't know
And
why.
a psychotherapist.
Yeah.
apparently.
But no, I do, and I do like. I respect that too.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the fact
yeah.
that people choose to share. I'm not a therapist, people. And we did like my fake psychic thing, and people would be asking, like, not fake. I am very psychic.
Are you
But
actually though?
yeah, I do definitely consider myself. But every Wednesday we used to do this like psychic Blake, and I would do tarot cards. I did it as a joke,
way.
but then it started actually like picking up. But then people started getting like serious with it. People would be asking me like full on questions about
What's
they're
my
having
week
like no, like it got like cancer or like
Okay.
trying to have a baby, and I'm like, you guys, I'm a fake psychic on a radio. Like settle down, call your doctor. Like you want to
bought
talk
a
about
fucking
cheating?
tarot
Come
card
to me.
set.
Like come to
So
me.
working with Peter Cash,
Okay.
give us a quick synopsis of that. Because I know that you worked with him on radio, right?
Yeah.
And then you worked with him on a project outside of radio, like you were just talking about. What would you guys do?
What would Blake and Peter do?
What would Blake?
So Peter and I, what's crazy is when I first moved here, so I did evenings on Chum and Peter did evenings on Flow. And we were in the same building down the hall. So every night, and I first moved here and I was like young and single. Let's move to the city and I think I'm going to meet all these people. I'm doing evenings.
Yeah.
So I'm walking to work and everyone's going to patios and I'm like not meeting anybody. And so like at night, Peter would be the only person. And so going back now, like 12 years ago, we made a demo to try to get a show together. And then I ended up leaving Chum and went to Kiss because I was at a different station. And Peter and I kind of separated and then randomly ended up on a show together like 10 years later.
What
It
are
just
the
like
odds of
happened.
that,
Yeah.
So I've
But
known
the
Peter.
demo you guys made never got picked up.
No, because they at the time they kept the show. They were gonna maybe get rid of.
Gotcha.
They kept them, and then I went on to a different station, and like 10 years went by. Like life happened.
That's fucked.
And then all of a sudden, I come to do this morning show. I was with somebody else that didn't work out. They moved this guy off, and they brought Peter in as just kind of like interim until they brought someone else.
But then it stuck.
It just worked. Like we
and
just
when did
worked.
that happen?
This was like 6 years ago, 7 years ago
way.
now.
That's crazy. And so now that's the origin story. Synopsis, like break down how it is working with Peter Cash, like on radio, on air, and then like off air, right? Because I know you guys have
Peter and I have a different dynamic. Peter and I both also are very different in the way we do things. Like I mentioned earlier, like some people write every breakout. Some people like right now I just got a text because I'm filling in on the Virgin Morning Show tomorrow. So that's not that text. The producers, like I just sent you the prep, whatever, like they've prepped tonight. Peter and I are very last minute.
So are we.
I
Me
feel
and Paul
like
are too.
also we're always kind of prepping. Like you live it. Like you're always on social media. You're always checking different things. Talking to people. So half the time, like when I'm talking to you, I might be looking at something and I'm saving it to like a board on Instagram.
I send it. Yeah, we send
right.
it.
So or I'm sending stuff, right? So I'm kind of always prepping, but then there's people that are very meticulous and they like to have it all organized and written out and this and that. Whereas like we are not like that. So I thought that I was a procrastinator, or that I was like a procrastinator, like did things last minute until I met Peter. And then I'm like, Peter's like me on crack. Like, so I had to like rein myself in to work with Peter because I was kind of like easygoing, whatever. And then I'm like, shit, now I'm working with someone who's also like that. So
Even
like
more so.
if one of us has to rein it in.
Somebody's got to
So
be the mother hand.
we definitely like have an understanding. And what I love about Peter is like there's no bullshit with me and him. Anything I'd say about Peter right now, and I'll say to you, I'll say it to
him
Peter. Because like a lot of friends, like you tiptoe around stuff. Peter and I call each other out.
You guys cut the cheese.
We fight it out. We say, and I think that's how we are the way we are. Like it's not perfect. There's obviously always going to be problems.
Yeah, like
with
any good relationship, there has to be
friendship,
a little,
family relationship, dating
has
relationship.
to
After
be-
6 years of working together, like every fucking
But and I've known him for longer. He was
Yeah,
like my first
exactly.
friend in Toronto. Like
Exactly.
he's dated girls that became my friends. Like
Right,
we've
right.
been tight. So I call him on his bullshit. He calls me on his bullshit. We're not perfect, but
Yeah.
we have chemistry and it works.
Shout out to Peter, man.
Yeah,
he
shout out
always,
to Peter
comes,
Cash.
he-
Peter.
he always
Peter
comes
Cash.
through, fucking drops money.
Always drops cash. Always checks out. Always
tells us to put shit on hold.
the
and doesn't come
Russell,
through.
the
That's
Russell
also Peter.
brand, the Russell brand goods, man. We still got some in the back for you, broski. Gotta
good,
come
Peter.
tap in.
I don't think it's that.
I know even when I was coming here the other day, he's like, tell Pope. I'm like, I'm not running your errands for you. Like, you can go pick up your shit.
So fashion now.
Yes.
Where do you see Toronto's sense of fashion compared to like Calgary Saskatchewan.
Oh gosh, well, like that's like not
Or
that's
any
not even
other
comparable.
big
You know what I
city.
noticed? I went to New York for the first time this year.
Yeah.
Or last year? What year are we? Last year? I went in the summer. And I will say the one thing I really noticed about New York, their style way ahead of us. Like, they are
100%.
way cooler. We have better looking people. Like the people in this city, I feel like are beautiful. Not that they're not beautiful in New York, but I
No,
just
I
felt
know
like
what you're
we
saying,
are. But
though.
then like their style, like
Yeah,
just a different
yeah.
level and like unapologetic with their style.
I feel like they're stylish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Like, they're
without
stylish.
trying.
Yeah,
Like they
because
just
out
threw it. Like
here-
it's kind of like the relocation vibe. I feel like they just threw some things together, and like it
They built
to them it wasn't that big a deal. But they go out and people are like, "Can we take a photo of that? Like, that
Yeah.
looks sick."
Yeah.
over here. I feel like it's very costumey. Very like someone said it. I was actually I was gonna send to you. It's like a Fortnite skins, right?
Yeah.
It's very much skins over here.
Yeah,
Like people aren't
I feel
putting
what you're
on
saying.
outfits. It's like putting on a costume, like a skin, and going out.
Well, that's the thing. Like it's like I get invited to things, so it's whatever that theme is. We got to quickly plan that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not really like if I'm just coming. Like if you guys just like had a party, whatever, and I just want to come out, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. But most
Yeah.
of the time, it's some sort of you got to kind of
you have to
dress
fit
up.
in this box,
Yes.
right? And it's like it's Amiri's, Balenciaga, that you know what I mean?
The
Like,
high fashion.
Well, I don't have any of that, but
neither
I
do
shop
I.
at relocation.
I've never gotten
hey, shop at relocation. You
Shout
can
out
get
to
into
that.
all those events.
Outside of relocation, though, what other vintage stores in the city are you familiar with? Do you go to? Have you been to?
You know what I used to love when I first moved here was the $10 store. Was it called Black Market?
Yeah, they
And
just
everything was
reopened.
$10. Yeah,
They just
that store I
reopened,
like.
yeah.
I really like.
It's
I
low
like
key how
them.
I started selling vintage was going
Really?
to that spot. Yeah, I'd buy shit from there for $10 and put it online, sell it for like.
Yeah, how did you?
100
How
and
did
shit.
like? Where did the like? I know you always did modeling and fashion, but how did relocation?
We
start?
spoke
I'm gonna
about
interview
this
you guys.
in the first interview
Okay, cool.
or
You
the
tell
first
me. Give me a
quick
podcast.
Give me a
but
synopsis.
yeah, you give the synopsis.
All right, I'm gonna
I
give a
feel
quick
like you're better
synopsis.
at it than I
Boom.
am.
So, Mark was is been picking for 9
Yeah,
plus
going on to
years.
10 years.
I've been in the styling, fashion, modeling like realm for going on to 9-10 years as well. And one day he went picking, and I was like, "Yo, let me come with you. Let me come
see what the process is.
Yeah, fuck it. Let me just come check it out." And we were starting a production company, so this wasn't like in planned or anything. So I go picking with him, and I pick up like $70 worth of gear. It was like a bunch of bags too. I was like, "This is like, you make money off this shit?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." Like, show me his numbers.
But at the
his
time, I was strictly only online.
strictly
Like,
online.
Just selling on
Okay, yeah,
Etsy,
yeah, yeah.
So I'm like,
Depop,
"What do we do?"
Grailed.
He's like, "We have to just inject some capital." Like that's the threshold I'm at. Like all the everything's moving, right? I'm like, "All right, sweet." We inject some capital. We see like we
Inject
see
some capital.
inject
Big
some capital,
bosses
some venture
here.
capitalists moves. We see the interest kind of rising, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, "No, what? Fuck it. Like, let's try brick and mortar. Like the end of COVID's here. We're on like the cusp of it."
And you had the relationship over at 1196, and you kind of manipulated that. Well, not
Right.
manipulated, but
That was a
Made
dope
it-
spot.
yeah,
made
I
it
want to
work.
talk about that spot
Yeah.
after this.
We
but
made
yeah.
it work. We got into that space. It was a shared space. IBC YYZ. Shout out Chris, man. It was a shared space. 3 floors. We got the first floor street level. He gave us the front, and we just ran it for a month just to see like what we were gonna do. The first month, man, it was numbers. It was like 15, and
That
then the
was
second
crazy.
month we did it again, and it was like
Really?
another 12, and we're like, "Yo, this is crazy." And then by the second month, we had enough money to open up this shop.
Yeah.
So then, we just took that leap of faith. Like we were definitely pushed off the edge a
How come
little
you
bit.
guys moved here then? Just because you want a bigger
Oh,
space,
man.
'Cause we
or
were pushed off the edge a little bit.
Yeah.
We
there
were
was a lot of politics and just
It was-
the
it was-
bullshit we were
Okay.
dealing with. The agreement that we had gone into it with was just kind of being fucking ostracized.
not being upheld.
Yeah,
so we
so-
needed more
that's how
time.
that's how it always is when you start out.
Yeah.
When I signed
We
my
needed
first
more
radio
autonomy.
contract, I never even read it.
Yeah.
I just signed it. I was like, I just want a job. I just took a.
There was no paper contract.
Yeah,
over there.
whatever
it
paper
was
con-
just like a verbal.
agreements.
Yeah,
and you can't.
and that's what
and
fucked
you can't
us.
really, and that's the
That's
thing. Like,
really what
Because there's
fucked
nothing to
us.
go back on. Like, hey, this is what you said. Well, no, this is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the relationship between Pope and Chris, I guess, it was beyond just business. Like they were like friends.
Yeah, we were really close.
And I feel like
that's also hard to.
yeah, and I feel like he kind of like took advantage of that in a sense.
but all in all, everything worked out, right?
Yeah, no, like
we
I'm
have
still
this
super
sick
grateful.
spot.
yeah.
I'm super
Doing a
grateful
podcast?
because
Look
that
at
like
us on this
that
couch.
fucking was a huge stepping stone for us to like get to where we're
To
at
even
now,
get
right?
to even get here.
But
so.
in that second month, we did the sipping shop with you. That was super fun. Let's talk about that.
That was so much fun that day.
That was-
And
We gotta
like
do
people
that
showed
again.
up that day that I didn't even ever think would have.
So I think that was the first one we ever did like that.
No, you think you did one more before me?
We did. I think we did one before you. And then we did yours, and then we did like 2 more after you.
But yours was the most successful.
Insane, by far.
The
Really?
most successful.
Okay, that makes me feel good.
But I think it's because she brought out girls.
Yeah, she brought females. Right? The females brought their men.
The guys.
One of my girlfriends bought like artwork from you guys.
Yeah.
Kodak Black.
The Kodak Black
one.
Yeah.
Man, no, it was a great turnout. It was a great.
I just had fun that day. Like that wasn't.
That was supernatural.
That wasn't work at all. That was just. But I was shocked too, though, just of some of the people, because this is also the thing with Toronto, and this is where I get a little annoyed. I'm very about, as you know, showing up for my friends, supporting my friends, shouting out my friends. I'll show up to everything.
Yeah.
I very much notice then when it comes down to you,
there's no return.
and I post something or I need crickets.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I was kind of interested to see who would show up. So there were some people that really surprised me that day that I didn't even know that showed up, and I was like, oh shit! Like
that's the day I realized.
You posted the other day on Instagram. Like to this day, it's crazy. Some people still haven't come through to the store.
100%. That day I realized you have a fan base. I'm like, wow, this is like some random lady from Oshawa with a fanny pack in this bitch right now, like buying like tiger print pants and shit. She's like, literally, she's like, I'm like, who you here with? She's like.
Yeah, that was
late. I'm like, all right.
My people.
All right. What do you want to drink? She's like,
You bought a pair of pants from us, didn't you?
I have a bunch of stuff.
No, but
that day I got the Tasmanian Devil t-shirt.
Okay.
Another oversized t-shirt.
Remember, I forgot what designer it was. Oh, it was Jean-Paul Gaultier. We had the
the red pants I wore in the WWPD video that you styled.
Yeah. That was what are they? Jean-Paul Gaultier. Yeah, Jean-Paul Gaultier. Jean-Paul Gaultier.
This guy Sean Paul Gaultier.
Sean Paul.
This guy was called fucking Jean-Paul Gaultier. Sean Paul Gaultier. I was like, is that his fucking Jamaican cousin? Like,
yo, it's one of his break off brands dropped last season. Anyways,
but no, that was a really good time.
No,
and I was actually happy to see who showed up.
Yeah, we got to do that again this summer.
Yeah, this summer we're gonna run that back. We're definitely gonna run it back.
We'll do it like way better and bigger this time.
Do it bigger and better.
Bigger sponsors, bigger stuff around it. So now we're talking fashion. So in fashion, where do you see yourself? Do you think vintage really has a hand in your image?
Are you kidding? I've always just like loved vintage in general, and I think who really got it. I have a girlfriend called Lena Rama who is an incredible designer right now. She came through
that day too.
Lena, no, she's not. She's from LA now, or she's in LA. Well, growing up, we used to dance together. We were in like hip hop class. I should introduce you to Lena though. You'd like Lena.
Hook me up.
Tap me in. Tap in.
When we were younger, like that was her thing. She would go to like Value Village and stuff like that, and she would find things and rework them.
Right.
And so I have like pieces from when we were kids that she'd give me. Now she's an actual like designer, but like that's how she started, was like reworking pieces. And so that's what we would do. Like when we didn't have
relocation.
When we didn't have a ton of money, we would go get like, especially like stuff like cute little t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
And go get a $2 shirt from Value Village and wear a little crop top.
$2.99.
Right? So I definitely think vintage is always, because like, and also I love to like mix it in. Like I've got Docs on right now. I've got my vintage shirt. I've got my,
and your fit looks good, right? Like that's what I was talking about earlier. I'm like, man, people don't know how to mix it in. Like it's either you're straight, mirror down and just like looking like that, or you're straight vintage and you're looking homeless,
or you're not mixing,
or it's like
mixing it in,
or you're mixing it in. Like
you've gotten really good at that.
Yeah, that's
you were not.
I was not into no vintage like a year ago. Everyone, I'm gonna take this in. A year ago, no vintage, not no vintage.
No vintage for you?
Yeah, very little. It wasn't. I was not a vintage fan. Realistically, I wasn't like, yeah, man, go for it, right? until I saw the beauty in it, and like the real the impact on the environment, the age, the wear, just kind of like the patience that goes behind it. I realized like this is fine. Right? When you make it yourself.
She's a baddie.
Anyways, these guys are having a conversation.
Sorry, no. But like Lena's thing is too, like she always wears, like she modeled all her own clothing. Like she, from the jump.
Oh, she made that.
She makes all, like that's like one photo shoot. But anyway, she makes all her shit, but she fully got me. I will credit Lena because she would get stuff when we were younger and just rework
consistency.
it. at Lena Rama. I think it's just Lena Rama.
Consistency is key.
We'll drop it. We'll drop it on the screen.
She's big. Like, she's gotten so big, everyone wears her clothes now.
I love that.
But Pope, going back to what you were saying, I think the one piece that did it for you was those Helly Hansen pants. You know the ones I'm talking about.
I think it was the Helly
that in the Jamaican Harley Davidson tee.
Yeah, when I picked the Jamaican Harley Davidson tee. I never wore this t-shirt. Take that in. Never wore this t-shirt, but I picked it.
This was the day that I took you.
Yeah, I picked this Harley, this Jamaica Harley Davidson t-shirt with a big swordfish on the back, crisp as fuck. And I was like, this is nuts. This is super.
That's when the vintage spark in you started. I've seen it.
Yeah, it just light bulb switched in my head. I'm like, this is it. This is I could.
You're
like,
I understand now.
I understand this.
Yeah.
And then these Helly Hansen pants are RIP. I don't know where they are right now.
Yeah, for real.
Fuck, man. With
Lost your pants?
Helly Hansen a V-lone top. You feel what I'm saying? Like that in the bag.
That should look good too.
Right? And that
I'll find another pair of those.
Talks about that.
But you are so good at like mixing everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
that's what I was saying. Like, he's good at that.
And
he's really
I
good
remember
at
just
that.
like being at my house drinking, and I'm like, we're going out with a bunch of people. I'm like, just pick me an outfit. Like,
But that's also what makes him such a good salesman. That's what makes him such a good salesman.
And you do that with everybody that comes in here.
Yeah.
Because I've been in here talking to you, and then there's been like complete. I almost think you knew them already, and they're just random people off the street, and you're addressing them. And
I've gotten texts from like Hula Popper, who's like one of our good friends. He like has a little clothing operation in the back alley. I'll get a text from him like, "Yo, Pope's born for this shit."
Yeah.
Like he just turned a kid that was super not interested into a customer and shit. I was like,
yeah, man.
I'm like,
turn these motherfuckers out. Man.
Pause. Dick.
That's what you do.
Yo,
but now
man.
you guys are lucky though, because vintage is like again a new trend. Like,
Yeah,
I'm wearing
It's been
vintage.
trending for a hot
It's been
minute,
trending
but
for a
it's
minute.
You know
just
what's
not
actually funny?
dying.
You guys bring up Peter. Peter has made fun of me our whole friendship about me wearing vintage stuff. I used to wear
Really?
vintage tees all the time, and he's like, and then all of a sudden now he's decided
Yeah,
vintage
'cause
is
it's-
cool,
It is cool.
and
It's
now he's like,
in.
oh, this is vintage.
It's
This is vintage.
in.
I'm like, oh, okay.
It's the new designer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
But good also, like everybody should be like, it's so hard to keep up with stuff and buying new stuff and making new stuff and just consuming.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, go try some vintage stuff.
that's what made me fall in love with fashion in the first place. Like being able to express yourself with what you have. Not having to like
That's literally what vintage is.
right?
That
like
is
not
totally
having to
what
go
vintage
out
is.
and like buy the brand name to then wear it to represent what the brand name represents.
Yeah.
But like be an extension of yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna keep tooting this horn. Fashion has very much lost that in the past couple of years. It's just what can be pumped out the fastest,
Yeah,
right?
That's true. What can
And-
be the most over the top?
Most of it, what can be the best
How can
skin?
you one up the last guy?
Right?
Skin.
But vintage is definitely that kept it home for me, man. I gotta say. What's your favorite time? If you could time stamp, like let's go 2000s, 1990s, the 80s, 2010s. What
70s.
fashion? What kind of
I
fashion?
love like I'm all over the place because I do love 70s fashion,
Yeah.
but I do love 90s fashion. I think for me,
90s for sure.
yeah, I
All
think
day.
for me when I was younger, I was like a very chubby kid, and I remember I
So the
quit.
boxy
I
fits.
quit ballet because I didn't want to wear like a tight leotard.
Right.
And my mom was taking me to some studio for an acting class, and the owner of the studio was like, "Oh, we do dance here too." My mom's like, "She won't dance. She doesn't like wearing tight clothing."
Yeah.
And the owner of the studio, was
We do
like,
hip hop
She
dance.
goes, try hip hop. You can wear
Yeah.
loose clothing, and
Yeah.
like that's how I got into like hip hop dancing and everything in that whole style. And like
Yeah.
I all of a sudden felt like, okay,
Yeah.
This is what I like.
Yeah.
like
yeah.
hide me in some clothing. I like,
90s
but like
for
you're not
sure.
really hiding. Like it's still you, but
Yeah.
you're comfortable. But no, but I love some good 70s fashion. I like
70s is dope. 60s, 70s is
good.
dope.
60s, 70s
But
are a really good
it's-
time.
I don't know. It's hard to like make.
Have you guys been
relatable.
watching? And probably not, but I just binged it. Next in Fashion on Netflix.
No.
So it's like one of those like designer fashion runway type things, but like those aren't usually my show. But I just wanted to check.
You're done.
I just know. No, I don't usually like those. But the kid that just won this, Nigel guy, he does like. All I was thinking about was you guys watching it. He takes like all vintage shit, reworks denim,
Really,
reworks
eh?
like
Is
they
it a
pick.
Canadian show?
No, this one's not Canadian. It's American. Like Gigi Hadid's hosting it. That's why I watch just to talk about it
Okay.
on my show.
What's the name of it?
It's called Next in Fashion. And sorry, spoiler. I,
think it's
just
on
ruined it.
Netflix?
It's on Netflix. I bitch. Like,
I think I've seen.
I
seen
never
one.
watch this, but it's the guy that won. Go watch. He's so sick. He's exactly like kind of like
looking
what
this
you
up.
guys do.
Yeah,
He's
let's
sorry to
check it
spoil
out.
it
I'm
for
looking
you.
this up.
Oh, no,
Next
no
in
worries,
Fashion.
no worries.
There's a season 1. Don't worry about that. Season 2 right now, and they they're quick with it. Like they don't dick around like the reality shows.
What do you
like,
think's on its way?
This vintage kid, what season is he on? 1 or 2?
That's 2, season 2. His name's Nigel. He wins.
What do you think's on it making
shout out
its way
Nigel
back
who watches
in?
this.
What do you think is making its way back into the fold?
Oh gosh,
in regards to fashion, like. Because I know last season was the flare pants. We had the boot cut pants.
I'm kind of curious. Like, I don't know what's going on because recently, like when watching some segments on different like talk shows, whatever, they're talking about like 90s fashion and the flare is in. Yeah, he won this. He won the whole show.
His jacket is fucking
sick,
crazy.
right? He's fire. You should see some of the fits he does. And he's like typically does menswear. Now his whole line he's put out is all women's wear. But I'm confused where fashion's at because so many of the things I'm seeing that they're saying trending now, I'm like, that already happened. Mm-hmm. So I would, you know what I really like, not because of like the fit or anything, but just because I have so many of them. I would like skinny jeans to come back in style. And I know we have a clip of you being like, no skinny jeans. I just have so many pairs and I don't want to get rid of them. They're just sitting there.
Bring them in and let us rework them. That's what we're doing here now.
You gotta flare them out.
Flare at the bottom.
But I love a flare.
No, I think
I can't do. I don't want it to go. Also, I'm not into like the low rise.
Yeah,
like I don't have abs for that. Never.
Yeah, this news. I just picked up some low rise jeans for myself. Actually, low rise pants.
No,
some
what the Lulus? Yeah.
Oh,
they're looking nice. Yeah, this summer is gonna be a little spicy.
Okay, here for it.
I think like remember the jerking trend.
Yeah.
Right, that whole like cat daddy.
That was
jerking.
like 2010s, no?
Yeah, 2010s. Mm-hmm. I loved that. I loved that because it was like, I guess it was like vintage with a little bit of Vans, a little bit of night.
That's where I'm at.
Skate swag.
Black skate swag.
Yeah, black skate swag. I feel like it's coming back. I
love my Vans. I love my Chucks. Docs. Like I'm good with that.
Jerking is coming back. 2023.
Too. Like I want to be comfortable. Yeah. I want to be sexy, but I want to
70s would not.
Yeah, like, that's a lot of
70s is like
my mom telling me that she like lay down and like zip everything in.
Exactly.
Those are facts.
I like the way it looks.
Yeah.
But I like my
70s would look good on you.
Yeah, it definitely look good on you. We actually we have a dress here that I would love to give to you.
Is it the polo one?
Yeah.
That dress is so ugly.
But
it's so fucking
just after you
bought it
Mom's like, I just want to get rid of this dress. It's the only big bitch I know it'll fit.
No, you're gonna just say, oh yeah, you guys, you have the fucking eye for it, man.
No, I trust
you guys don't mispoke. You should try on this dress. Nigga.
Shut the fuck up. That dress ugly.
I'll try it.
Yeah. Oh man. I feel like that's great. That'd be dope. But you were saying that you don't have any big plans set up for the summer, or do you have something that you have in the works that you want people to know about
for the summer?
Yeah, for the summer coming.
Or just the near future.
Well, like right now, just keep supporting me, keep following me. Show up when I post an event, listen when I'm filling in. But I have some things I'm working on that I can't speak about that I'm very excited about.
Those are the best.
So it's fucking.
And it's like hard for me not to talk about things. Yeah. Like I'd love to talk about it, but I have a couple things. And also, aside, I do like some interior design stuff. How you said you went out with him picking. That's what I do with my girlfriend Nicole. I do interior design. So I'm also doing interior design stuff.
Yes.
We're working on a little project.
Sick.
Right now that you might be seeing.
Once we got the money for it, we'll bring you in, redo this.
Yeah, look at our walls. We need some
Although
shit
this is
done
the
in
aesthetic though. Like this is like
yeah.
We better racking system. Yeah, we gotta elevate it.
But actually, maybe we can. Coming soon. Something's coming soon.
Yeah,
and we'll document the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
All right. Sweet.
Things are coming soon, but for right now, I would just love people to keep following, keep supporting. When you see that I'm filling in, maybe tune in, listen, weigh in, comment.
Yeah, stay fucking.
And then when I
that got a car, fucking tap in the radio.
Tap in.
I'm gonna do that actually.
You're like, I'm actually gonna listen to you on the radio.
Yeah, I'm going to actually.
Do you know how many of my friends I've had since like day one that have never even heard me on the radio? They're like,
yo,
they know I do that.
I heard you on the radio before I even knew you. My dad listens to you.
Same. Yeah. Well, like anyone that has
not at all.
Anyone that has two ears like that would be in their car and be like, oh, like Blake Carter. They'd hear the name. I'd ask people, I'd be like, yo, do you know Blake Carter? They're like what?
What is that?
Like, Blake Carter, Peter Cash. Blake Carter, Peter Cash. Oh yeah. It's like you have to.
Do you know how times I've been out at like after party or something at like 5 a.m? Someone's like, oh shit, Blake
Yeah.
Blake. And I'm like, how many girl Blakes do you know?
For real.
Name Blake Carter. I'm telling you this whole name, but some people it's over their head.
Is Blake Carter your actual
Well,
name?
I don't think everybody knows who I am, to be
No, I'm not
kidding
saying
with.
everyone
people
knows
do.
his name, but people
A lot
that
of people
drive
do.
a car should.
Is Blake Carter your real name?
You'll never know.
I don't think it is.
Well,
Well, you'll know. I'll just tell you.
Her last name be
Some
something.
I'm gonna
of it
take that as a
is-
no.
Some of it, you know what's so funny is I used to be so paranoid about people finding out, like, because a lot of people in media change names up, change things up,
Yeah.
and I was like so scared people are gonna find out. Now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you after. I'm not gonna tell you
I
on the
feel like
podcast.
the Carter is playing off Vince Carter. Am I wrong?
Vince. Do I look like I picked
Nah.
it off Vince Carter? You already know which Carter I probably.
I just
picked
know
it
Vince
for.
Carter's like
Wheezy,
very
baby.
prominent.
Thank you.
okay.
This is
Man,
my dog right
dude.
here. This is
It-
him.
Wheezy FBB and the F is for feminine.
Also that. All of that.
Alrighty.
You know what
No,
I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, fucking Vince Carter. He's like huge fucking Toronto personality.
You know
at
what's so
one
funny is
point.
a friend got me a jersey with like a Raptor jersey with Carter on the back, and I was
Yeah.
like, he got it custom, and then I realized it was just a Vince Carter jersey.
You would pick that. You would
Come on.
definitely
I thought he
pick
got
that.
it custom made for me, and
Come
I
on.
was like, all
Wow.
Although I
just
guess
had-
that is
we
still
had a
like
Carter jersey not
That's
long
still a
ago.
special jersey,
Yeah,
though, right?
but-
Oh yeah,
Great
for
right
sure.
now.
So what do I do with
That
it?
was like his peak.
It's just sitting.
That
in
was
the
the
drawer.
best he was ever.
That's when he did the dunk competition and shit. And
All
just sit on
Stars.
Yeah, you guys, that's
Also,
over my
yes.
head. Like I
Just sit
wasn't
on
here
it.
for that. Like
that. Just sit
no.
on it. Do you know what kind of jersey it is? Is
She's
it
probably like,
jersey?
stop
I'll probably
talking to me about basketball.
Stop talking about.
I
Vince
love
Carter.
basketball. I'm a giant. I used to play.
Did you actually?
Like yeah, in elementary school.
Smells like.
Do you think you?
cow.
Could,
No, are you kidding? You see this physique? You think I didn't play
Yeah, if
basketball?
you didn't play basketball, there'd be a problem.
Yeah,
We'd
exactly.
be beefing.
Right?
yeah, facts.
But as a kid,
No.
what kind of brands did you find yourself in a lot when you were a child?
Whatever would fit me. I was a big kid. Like there was no,
I'm a big kid. You
no,
were in
like I'm
Huggies?
tall. I'm tall and I'm also like bigger. So when I was younger, like literally whatever. Like that's why I loved when like that surge of 90s fashion came back again when I was a kid and like everything was oversized because I
Yeah.
could kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I didn't realize at the time it was making me look even bigger.
I feel like
But
2000s was even more so of that.
yeah.
Well, like
2000s was all about like
I hate-
triple X tall tees.
Well, that was for guys. For girls, it was like
Oh, I was-
low cut bell bottoms.
And see, I
apple-bottom
couldn't wear that stuff at
jeans.
that time. Like I didn't have the body for it.
Yeah.
And then I also because
No
I danced
one-
a lot,
no
so
one-
I was always in sweats and shit like that. Like
No one had a body for those things. They looked horrible on everyone.
Kill me.
They're walking around looking like Karens. Can I talk to a manager, please?
Apple bottom.
It's some apple bottom jeans, low, like literally like an inch above
Uggs were
your,
huge.
your
then.
vagina.
You know what? I
loved it. I
was
still
hating
love
on
Uggs.
Uggs, and when I moved to Saskatoon, I got some Uggs, and let me tell you, when it's minus 52, you
You're
need
not
those
mad.
Uggs. No.
I love me some Uggs.
Now I can't do it. Animal cruelty. I try to stay. I know I still wear leather, but I try to stay away from
Wait,
anything
what's
that's.
Uggs made of?
Like,
lamb.
Lamb.
Oh, true.
And then I don't want to like block a Uggs endorsement, but I've watched some videos on like how the animals get treated, and whenever they say it's
yeah.
ethical, it's never, ever, ever,
It's
ever.
no care. Let's be
Anything
real.
Don't
that's
gently like I'm gonna cut all your
Anything
fur
that's
off.
mass
Like
produced. Anything that's
Yeah.
mass produced.
It's not
Milk
ethical.
isn't ethical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
No.
Like nothing is ethical.
No.
So, like we need to let's digest it for what it is. If we,
This is going really dark. I wanted the end of my podcast to be like on a lighter note.
We can keep going.
I don't know if I want to talk about the milk industry, the dairy industry. No, I'm just kidding.
I was saying dairy.
Yeah, we're talking
Eat
about
meat.
milk. Like,
Eat
I'm
meat.
really,
better wear.
I'm sorry.
Better
I'm
have
like
a pair
being
of
hypocrite,
Uggs.
'cause
Okay,
I
let's-
definitely eat meat and I definitely wear
oh,
leather.
so do
but
I.
Wrap it up. If you're talking about
Yeah. Milk talking. Check, please. Check, please. Okay, no, let's end it with this. What's your favorite piece that you've bought from us?
ooh,
Because I know you've called a few.
you know
things
what?
now.
Literally, like I went out last night and I wore this exact outfit. So I just
the
re-put it
Kiss
back on.
tee?
I love this Kiss tee. I haven't reworn the test. What else have I got from you guys? Oh, you know what I love? My girlfriend bought it. Nicole bought like a 2-piece knit little thing that we got at the zip
The
party.
eggshell.
Oh no! It was the.
It was like blue or purple or
It was the
something?
purple and there's the purple one. and
So
there's the
she
pink one.
forgot it at the store. So I
Homeboy's
picked it up for her.
girlfriend.
Yeah,
so I
homeboy's
wore it.
girlfriend stuff.
I wore it a couple times before giving it back to her. That was a good piece. It was like a cute little
It
like
was-
it felt like
and-
I was in Clueless or something.
Yeah, it was very nostalgic. It made me
Yeah.
feel like cheerleader kind of.
We
like,
bought-
And my pants, I need to get them tailored a little bit, but the cargo
J-
pants.
no, the blue cargo
Oh.
pants.
Yeah, those are fine.
I am such
those
a
look
giant.
good on you too.
Nothing fits me. Like literally, like because at my height, everything starts to get like wider, but then like still short.
Yeah.
Like
It's
these
like that pencil mouth cut.
fit me.
Those look really.
You just grab them, and I was like, "Holy shit! Like this is exactly what I've been searching for." And I want to get them like tailored, like just a little bit, but they're perfect.
Man, we have someone that can do that for you. Or unless you have someone that
You could do that.
No, if you can do that,
Yeah, you should. Man, I gotta run.
you
some
do
of these,
tailor shit too.
Hey, I'll show you some of the stuff that I've been working on in the back.
Oh yeah, what are you guys working
That
on?
Pope line.
Hey,
coming.
man, the Pope line, the relocation
The
stuff.
Pope line.
Yeah.
I like.
We got relocation branded hoodies coming.
Yeah, we got some stuff in
Yeah.
the works.
Mesh shorts.
I should be mesh shorts. I should be wearing that right now.
They're not even made.
I named the store. So.
Did you?
Yeah, he did.
Where's
He
his
technically
pay?
did.
Where's his pay?
Percentage in,
Where's
in
his
the
free hoodie?
podcast. Oh, he's getting a free hoodie.
You'll definitely get a hoodie, a cap, a
cap.
little hug.
Yeah.
Aw.
New logo coming soon. Too.
Yeah, new logo
Okay.
coming soon.
Yeah.
It's looking sweet.
New sign coming soon.
New store.
Yeah, we want to retrofit
I'm doing
the whole
a
fucking
little
thing.
like takeover in your
If
store.
anybody
Yeah.
wants to give us $20,000 to redo the whole store,
You don't need 20 grand, but we got you. Well,
Yeah, if we had like $5,000, I feel like we can make
Yeah,
a
we could
real
do it.
we're gonna work on
impact.
something, you guys. We're gonna talk.
All
Cameras
right.
aren't rolling.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that being said, man, Blake, it was an awesome honor.
Yeah, thanks for
An awesome
coming.
honor
An awesome honor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
to have
I
you
always
in
inspire people.
on the podcast, have you in the shop.
Thank you for having
Every
me.
time you
and thanks
come
for
by.
selecting us for the Uber thing. That's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
of course.
it so
you
much.
kidding?
Yeah.
Super put us in a power play right there. Every
That's
time
what you gotta do.
Every time you come by the shop, great things happen. This is great. Thank you so much for coming by. I just want to say, man, the ceiling is not even your limit. Like the sky is the limit for you. You got this.
Thank you.
And look into television. I could see you being on TV.
Get that voice acting bag too.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's the
Fucking
money.
right.
Thank you guys. I
Is there
feel very
anything
good
else
about
you want to
myself.
tell the people before we close up? Or
No, I think that's
Instagram.
it. Just support your friends.
oh yeah,
Well,
shout out your Instagram.
at Blake's show. Peter always makes fun of me because Blake Carter was taken. It's like a big black football player. Okay, so like, I couldn't get Blake Carter. So
kill me.
Blake's show at Blake's show. Follow. Yeah.
Awesome.
Boom! And that's a wrap. Another episode of the Shop Boys.
Huh?
Thanks for tuning in and joining us on this fashion-filled journey for real.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the episode and maybe learned something new about either us or the guests. Please be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast platform, and
Don't forget to leave us a review on the Apple Podcast or whatever you're listening from. Your feedback helps us improve the show
Yes,
and reach
sir.
more listeners for real.
if you want to stay in the loop on all things Shop Boys, be sure to follow our shop at Relocation Toronto on social media. We're going to be sharing sneak peeks, behind the scenes content, and announcements about upcoming episodes.
And even more exclusive perks, join our Patreon community.
Yes,
As a
sir.
member, you'll get discounts on high-end vintage clothing from our store Relocation and early access to our new arrivals.
Thanks again for listening to Shop Boys. We'll be back soon with more interviews, more vintage finds, and more fashion insights. Until then, stay stylish and keep on shopping and watching.
Like God.